look at this, Tom. It's a bit like Arthur Daly's car, isn't it?
It's going to be more like the car that Arthur drove that Terry McCann wanted.
I could be so good for you.
We're going to burn up some Capris.
Yes. Look, can you imagine what's this? What year is this then? A 70 what?
77, this one.
So imagine going to a Jaguar dealer in 1977 and picking up this.
What, your supercharged coupe?
Well, no, not super. Just from an interior point of view. I mean, look at that.
Well, this is what always. Honestly, I know I say this a lot, and I might be repeating myself, but when you think back to E-types, Mark IIs, and then the XJ coming out, look at what else was available. You know, it's no wonder that generation, really aspired to
owning a Jag.
Because I don't know. You're talking to someone that owns a Morris Minor.
Yes, little moggy convertible.
I love the little moggy convertible, 1969 moggy convertible. However, I appreciate that car, but I mean, the difference is chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
Just in the ride quality, the feel, everything. So I can see why it was so successful.
Yeah, of course.
You can never ignore that fact. And just the fact that we still love them and want to do things with them and play with them and all the rest of it, just it speaks volumes, really, doesn't it?
Of course it does. And there's just something about a coupe and it's sort of a Jag of the 70s. It's a bit gangster, isn't it?
Yeah. We're probably biased because we're of an age group where, we are chill. Well, I'm a child of the 70s, so. I can remember seeing these going down the road by the time I was, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. These were regularly seen out and about.
Yeah.
So I think your average family drove around in a Ford Cortina. Like
I was going to say a Cortina or something like that, wasn't
Cortina estate in my family. And
yeah.
we eventually went to the Granada because...
Oh, step up,
as the family expanded, that's what you did. And other people's parents were driving around in Jags, but...
So in here then, for the project then, like you say, you want to keep it relatively period correct, different steering wheel, which to be honest is a no-brainer, isn't it? That's
I know.
Well, it's going to be a sporty car, isn't it? And it'll be a subtle nod to the kind of, it's a slightly different thing under the skin.
The steering wheel I've got for it is of period.
Okay.
But... yeah, it's just, you need something with a lot better feel to it and all that sort of stuff. So.
And then, obviously, the automatic transmission's going, but the gear stick will fit, will it?
We bang on.
Okay, so we'll be right there.
Yeah, we there. Yeah,
so the headline, is that all been...
Yeah, so the new headlining, some of the fit isn't great, these need moving up, and I think this is a really good starting point for a project like this. I mean...
the seats are...
Yeah, on the front... Typically, it's been I'm going to call it a rolling restoration.
Okay.
Some people might have called the previous only slightly economical,
Okay.
But the front seats have been re-levered.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing that they needed doing at some point. But the rear seats haven't.
Okay.
But I'm not really too worried about that. As long as they're in good condition, we'll probably put a bit of leather feed on it and make them okay. I don't really see the point
of it doing it.
Yeah, like I say, it's not a concourse restoration project.
Yeah.
That's not what we're trying to achieve. So, like the dials here, the paint's come off of the dials. So, I don't know, while that's out, we might change that. I'm probably going to change this wood.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this wood. It's fine, the veneer's okay, and the lacquer's a little bit choice. It's definitely not had the best lacquer job in the world. But so I'm probably going to change that to something a little bit spicier.
Okay.
Haven't quite. We've been talking about piano black.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which might be a little bit too much with the black there. I don't know, but we're definitely going to
do something. You're not going to go radical. You're not going to change the seats. You're going to keep it looking.
No, this seat's really comfy.
Yeah.
Honestly, coupe seats, they're quite nice. They're all right. You've got this sort of, it does
good
hug
bolster.
The body. Yeah, the bolster's good. It hugs your body. They're comfy actually.
Yeah. Okay.
They're actually a really good seat. you know, the headrest is a little bit low for, as you can probably see behind me. You know, if you were to get a rear impact, there's not a lot of safety stuff there. So there's an argument that says that maybe that can be done, or, you know, you can lift these up. But I'm not going to change the things I love about buying old cars is, you know, there's always elements of the history left inside them when you pick them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the door card here is this amazing history file.
Oh, look at that. It's an old MOT. The old MOTs.
You know, which consists of a few pieces of A4 paper where the owner's written down stuff that he's done, and a brace of MOTs and a few other bits and pieces.
Brilliant.
So, you know, I have seen more comprehensive history files.
No, I can imagine. You know, but it's quite cool.
I always say something's better than nothing, you know.
Too right, yeah.
And I've just been going through it, and you know, you always have the you know, complimentary and obligatory S&G Barrett invoice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, where he's obviously bought something.
What date's that?
That's actually relatively recent.
Okay.
That was January last year. We bought a fuel pump, so one of the fuel pumps has obviously gone awry, and then, you know, you have a loose fuel changeover switch because just kicking around in the interior.
You just never know when you need it.
Yeah. You know, it's you know, all the spares you want to carry. You know,
that's a good one.
That is actually a good one for a coupe because they do go wrong. You know, you press that button and then you change over to the other tank, and suddenly nothing happens. You know, and I laugh about this and I say it in jest, but it has actually happened to me. It actually happened to me last year in my own coupe. I was driving down the A3 with a friend of mine, and I pressed the button to change over to the other tank when I ran out of fuel, and nothing happened. And we ended up on the side of the A3 going, right, we got to walk up the A3 to Guildford, where I knew a petrol station was, and buy a little jerry can and fill it up with fuel and walk back to the car.
The walk of shame.
It was the
walk of shame for any Jag.
Walk of shame.
For Jag owners.
Yeah, and it just so happened to be one of the hottest days of last summer as well. You know, of course it was. You know, so you know, it doesn't happen for me very often, but it does. You know, if you're going to own classic cars, you've got to accept that every now and then.
They'll let you down.
Unfortunately, 1970s Lucas Electronics do have a habit of not performing on occasion.
So on the theme of twin fuel tanks, will you still keep them with the new engine in it?
Yeah, definitely. But I like them. I think they're quite cool.
They are cool.
Yeah, you know, it's always good fun at the petrol station trying to drag the hose across the boot of the car.
That's a good point. That, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, especially
no. You know, and it's always a decision. Which one do you fill up first? Should I drag it across the paintwork here? And you know, while I'm still feeling fresh and keen to fill up the opposite side, and then come back round and you know all that sort of stuff. Anyway, you know, which one do you feel first? Anyway, so yeah, we will definitely keep the twin fuel tanks. The downside to using a 4.2 system is because it's got carburetors, so it doesn't have fuel return.
Right. Okay.
So these tanks in here will not be set up for fuel return. Yeah. Now, I do happen to know that these are the original tanks in this car, and they're not in great shape anyway, so it kind of lends itself to what we're doing. So these fuel tanks will come out, and we'll put in some later Series 3 fuel tanks, which the cars are on fuel injection then, so they have all of the right holes, and we'll run another fuel line in and a few other bits and pieces. That'll work out fine. So yeah, the fuel tanks will be swapped, but it will be kept twin, and we'll maybe put in some different changeover valves and some more modern ones, because unfortunately the older ones tend to be a little bit problematic. So that's definitely something that will happen as part of the project, without a doubt.
Cool, and it'd be great to keep the looks as well, wouldn't it, of the twin?
Yeah.
And the functionality, of course. Looks and functionality.
Yeah, when these are working right and working well, they're absolutely fine. But I'll be honest with you, when they start going wrong and they're not switching properly and all the rest of it, it can be a real challenge to get them working right, because a lot of the replacement parts that you can buy, unfortunately, I've had problems with them. They let me down, and I don't know if that's because the you know, where they're made now, or you know, they're just not up to substandard. I don't even know if it's because of the modern fuels they don't like.
Of course, yeah.
I've had problems with them, but I have actually sourced some components from America actually.
I liked it for Harry's car.
We did put it in Harry's car, yeah.
I remember seeing the roundup. Mentioned that.
And so this will definitely have those switchover valves in it, so that I know that I've got reliability. So, you know, since we've
no more walks down the A3.
Well, yeah.
That's the plan anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the plan. You know, no guarantees, clearly. You know, so.
Well, the boot's big enough to put some extra bits of gallons of fuel in there, Tom.
Yeah. No, I do. I do religiously carry a spare can of fuel with me in my other coupe, so that we know that if we're only running on one tank, we can always drop a bit in. Yeah. Right,
Tom. So one thing I think we have to address is the purist, shall we say? So you're taking a relatively, very good standard 4.2 that could be arguably restored into a very period correct car, but you're doing something a bit different. And I think it's probably right that we should just put it out. You're going to have to convince the jury now to almost get their validation that what you're doing is acceptable within the Jaguar fraternity. So over to you. Come on, give it your best shot.
This is my vision, yeah? This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And, you know, to a degree that I've owned this I bought this a long time ago, and I've really been searching for a car high and low for a long time. To do this particular project, it's something that I wanted to, it's an itch I needed to scratch for quite a while.
Okay.
So, but that's all about me, isn't it? Yeah. And you're always going to get people turn around and say, oh, you know, you've taken it away from standard and you've lost this and you've lost that. You know, I get it, you know, but my personal ethos on this kind of thing is, if you want a period correct car, there is nothing wrong with that, you know. I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me personally, you know, and this, you know, I've owned lots of Jaguars, I've owned lots of standard ones, I've owned lots of modified ones, and I've done this and I've done that. But I think that the important thing is for me, is to keep it period looking. I don't, you know, I love the styling.
Yeah, it's classic, isn't it?
I love the styling of it. I love all of that sort of stuff. I just want it to be mechanically different and reliable and more exciting to drive for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Certain people will go out there and say, actually, do you know what, Tom? That 4.2 engine with the automatic gearbox, it's lovely. It cruises down the road. It's lovely and it's soft and it's this, that, and the other, which it is. Yeah. And it's very, very satisfying for certain people to drive it like that and go, all the numbers are matching and all of this. And I've owned numbers matching cars. I do own numbers matching cars, you know. So I get that, but you know, please allow me, you know.
Here we go, this is more like it.
Please allow me, you know, this little flirtation with what I can do with something like this, yeah? I know these are getting rarer. There's not an awful lot of them about, really. They're difficult to find, particularly in good condition, yeah? And I've been very, very lucky to be able to buy this in this condition to complete on this project. So just, enjoy what I'm doing. You know, let me
embrace it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it.
I'm going to flirt with you. That's what I'm going to do.
But in all seriousness, there's lots of ticks here, isn't there? Because it's still a Jaguar power plant. Because you could have done something, and obviously I know you wouldn't, but someone could. You're still going to keep it looking great. You're also, from an ecological point of view, it's quite topical actually.
Don't start me on that.
No, we won't. We haven't got time, viewers. But no, but we have got to. In all seriousness, we're recycling cars, and we haven't got long to do something like it. We haven't got long before we won't be able to do these sort of projects.
Yeah, no, look, it's true. Look, I'm not sticking an LS box engine in it or
yes, exactly.
Like
yeah,
that, which is a brand new engine.
Yeah. Carbon footprint.
The carbon footprint of this engine is greatly reduced now.
Of course it is.
And I'm going to breathe new life into it. And I'm going to breathe new life into this. This car will probably still be in someone's ownership when I'm pushing up the daisies. That's the reality.
That's the reality.
So I am making this car have a new lease of life.
Good.
It's a bit of self-justification, really, isn't it? But it is true.
No, it is true. It is true, and I think that I'm hoping, like you, that everyone will embrace the project and enjoy getting the updates.
Yeah, and I am sure that I'll get a few kicks for what I'm doing, but you know, I'm a big boy and I'll take it on the chin.
Good on you.